people. Good people. I wish good people were here. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Turns out, thanks to the smashing success of this show, which happened because of our awesome fans and my razor wit and my washboard abs, other networks now want to hit comedy show of their own. According to the news site Semaphore, CNN is reportedly considering hiring a comedian to host one of its primetime shows. Makes sense. The network is still a joke. That's mean. Apparently, some floated names that included Bill Maher, Trevor Noah, Arsenio Hall, and Jon Stewart. What? No Elaine Boozler? Elaine Boozler. Elaine Boozler. I'm just going to say it. Elaine Boozler. Anyway, but if they really want comedy, they should relaunch CNN Plus. Oh. That debacle made me laugh far more than the dead crow stapled to Chris Wallace's scalp. But isn't that the point, really? CNN was already funny, and they went ahead and they ruined it. I'm talking, of course, about the golden age of comedy. Chris Cuomo, Don Lemon, Brian Stelter, or as they're known in the business, the Three Stooges. Those were the days, right? Now everything's ruined. Chris lost his gig after trying to help his brother Andrew fend off a sexual harassment scandal, which is like having Alec Baldwin teach you gun safety. Hey, killed a lady. And Lemon lost his primetime gig because he comes off as real as this guy's breasts. Oh my God. And no offense to that guy and his giant fake. He is a global treasure. Stelter, sadly for us, took time off to spend more time with his hoagies. Okay. Did you know he gave blood last week? No. That's how they make Alfredo sauce. So disgusting. Ew. I know, it's gross. But how could CNN forget these guys were a riot when they were together? Remember this classic?
If you watch a certain state TV and you listen to conservative media, you would think that, entire cities are just, embroiled in fights and fires and whatever. We went out and had a great dinner in New York City tonight.
The only thing that could have made that funnier is him bursting into flames after he said it. I'll never get tired of that. And who can forget this?
Looking ahead to 2020, one reason why I'm taking you seriously as a contender is because of your presence on cable news.
For president. I heard dentists use this clip because it's cheaper than laughing gas. Why they canned that guy's show instead of promoting him is bonkers. But the thing is, regardless of our show's amazing success, if CNN wants to chase comedy, they should start by first being real. I know that's like asking Spielberg to do a sequel to Schindler's List using Alvin and the Chipmunks. Don't steal that idea. But that's because comedy follows honesty. And if you can't be truthful, good luck being funny. Take the late, great Norm Macdonald. After O.J. Simpson's acquittal in '95, he said, well, it's official, it's finally official, murder is legal in the state of California. The audience roared because they knew it was true, but they also laughed because Norm was saying something you got the feeling he wasn't supposed to say. Rumors swirled that some execs at NBC didn't want him doing O.J. jokes. He was willing to break the rules to tell the truth. So, how can a network do that while calling moms pregnant people? In order to be effective at comedy, you got to rely on truth, not ideology. CNN is sort of trans in that way, meaning they identify as truthful. But they still never really made the cut. Hey. Remember what we refer to as CNN's Easter, when Chris Cuomo rose from the dead from his basement after being quarantined with COVID just a week after fighting a cyclist?
Oh, that's right.
Do you remember this? During 2020, a reporter does a hit outside a burning building while the on-screen caption reads, "Mostly peaceful protests." Now, that's dishonesty, but it's hilarious, unintentionally. We could be here all night reciting examples from CNN's years-long perpetuation of the Russian myth to Nick Sandmann, Jussie Smollett, to their 12-headed panels of gibbering cockatoos all trying to out-hysteria each other. Remember when every day was worse than Watergate?
This is worse than Watergate, is worse than Watergate. This in some ways is worse than Watergate.
His face is worse than Watergate. Yeah. But anyway, So before CNN entertains any fantasies about comedy, first you got to tackle the truth. Take it from your humble host. Each night we start from the truth, then go from there. Where we go each night, who the hell knows? Sometimes it's hilarious, other times it's not. But remember that with comedy, the outcome is not predetermined. It's why woke comedy can't be funny. Woke comics are nothing more than smirking deliverers of bitter lectures. And it's a tell that they require you to agree rather than laugh. And that's because there's no equity in laughter. You either laugh or you don't. Try to establish a quota, and you'll be the joke. Let's welcome tonight's guest. She's known for her cheerleading and leaving your ears bleeding. Outnumbered co-host Emily Campagno. His comedy is so dark, every ticket to his show comes with a free headlamp. Comedian Kurt Metzger. He dresses like a magician because he can make laughter disappear.
Okay.
Host of Fox Across America, Jimmy Fallon. And she's never been told that she lights up a room. Fox News contributor Kat Tipp. A little trivia here about Kurt Metzger. He was, I believe, the original liberal panel on the Gutfeld show. When we used to have the talking wall, it was him.
That's true.
Yeah.
I was a puppeteer and writer on the show. I was not paid for either of those.
Yes. You're not paid. It's not on your CV. You don't brag about it. I understand. Do you have any comedy advice for CNN?
Well, okay. The names they floated were like, I guess, the last names the execs have heard of, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, let's say you land a great host. You know, you get like Trevor Noah, a guy with a perfectly round head.
Yes.
Guy's not easy to get. Now you got that. It really is a matter of what writers are you going to get for that. I don't know if people think these hosts write the jokes, but they don't. Mm-hmm. And where are you going to find all the like trans writers of color to fill the comedy?
I think
you haven't gotten the trans queer writers yet, so don't count.
Why are you counting yourself out? If you identify, Kurt.
Yep.
I do.
What do you identify as these days?
It's fluid.
You gender fluid?
Well, I'm able fluid, I would call it. Like I hurt my back recently. You know?
Oh, wow. Wow. So you tick two boxes. You're gender fluid, and you might be handicapped.
Yeah.
I think you got a gig.
Just got promoted.
Yes. Yes. You are disabled, Jimmy.
Hey, girl.
Yes. Why? No, that was a compliment.
That was
Very
too
pro
far.
Jimmy. It's a pro Jimmy crowd.
That's
tonight.
a pro. Yes.
Very
Yes.
pro.
Yes.
It's a home game for the champ.
I was going for that.
Jimmy, do you work with tigers now?
That's the whole my Tiger King. It's from my Carol Baskin collection. It's so funny.
What do you gain from this story? This isn't
much.
about blowing our own horn. It's just
No.
that it's all over the place now.
Well, first of all, it is kind of hilarious that every network wants to walk a mile in your shoes, but they can't because they're a size 3. You know what I mean? I owed you one. I owed you one.
I know,
Shut
I
up.
know, that hurts.
I have angles here. Okay, the first one is that they're saying they're going down this route because Chris Licht is a late night expert because he produced Colbert.
Yeah.
That's like saying you're a babysitting expert because you hung out with Casey Anthony. You know what I mean? I mean, let's just get it out of the way. But the point you guys both made, and it's the reason they have crippled late night comedy, is because when you go woke, you take all the targets off the table. You have rules about punching up instead of punching down, and you've got to read the room instead of lead the room. And that's what happened. The Democrats, by taking the fun out of their party, screwed the comedians that kind of gravitated towards their party. I can give you a modern example. Last week, the Democrats voted against allowing cigars inside the Capitol. 20 years ago, they were fine with cigars inside interns. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Something. I liked it. You went a long way for that.
Into the vault. Listen, we have time between takes on Tiger King. We can dig in. You know what I mean?
I love the fact that one of the networks, one of the sources said they're looking for their John Oliver. Like, aren't they all John Olivers? Aren't they all the same version of John Oliver? It's like, my God.
That's so funny.
Emily, welcome to the show.
Thanks.
You're welcome. you have anything interesting to add to this conversation?
Obviously. No matter what happens, CNN is still CNN. It's like every rom-com, every 80s movie, the whole plot is someone trying to be someone they're not, right? At the end of Grease, you can't be the person that you're not. The nerd can't be the hot girl or whatever it is. Although I think like some of them can for a second. Yeah. But the point is that no matter what happens to CNN, they're always going to revert back because they're looking for their John Oliver, but what they really are trying to find is their own you. Oh. And that's never going to happen. So Chris Licht said when he took over...
That's such a nice thing to say.
Don't make him ego any bigger than
you guys know I'm everybody's... I'm nice
delivered
to everybody.
like a sitcom line.
I'm nice.
They were looking for John Oliver, but what they really needed was you. We'll be right back.
Chris Licht said, he put out an email and said, you guys may not like this. You may be confused, he said, in an email to everyone. But he said, but I am trying to have rational conversations around polarizing topics. So you're going to try to be Fox. You just have normal conversations about topics that people feel heated about. That's incendiary. According to Olbermann, Keith Olbermann, who was one of those sacked, he's called him a fascist because of it. Heaven help the fact that finally, 2 years after exposing himself in front of the entire company, Jeffrey Toobin was actually gone. So while they're making small strides over
By the way,
there
that was
CNN,
the biggest joke of all.
100%.
I'm still laughing about
That's my point. At the end of the day, a tiger can't remove his stripes, and CNN cannot depart from the fact that they are, at the end of the day, the joke themselves.
What make... Kat, I thought they were going to go back to covering straight news. But now they're looking at us and they're going, what are they doing over there? Maybe we need a cat tip of our own.
Don't you steal her. Don't take her.
I just love that this counts as an idea.
Yeah.
Like, they're doing a comedy and it's going well, so we should also do a comedy. I want to be an executive. If that's what counts as contributing something to a conversation.
That's all you have to do.
Because they didn't say how it would be different or unique or something that's already out there. There's like, this other thing is good, so we should also have our own good thing. And then that actually gets reported on. That's an actual discussion. Obviously, this show, there's nothing else like this show, whether you like it or you don't like it. There isn't anything else like it. So how would theirs be different? They have not discussed that, which, again, I want to be a CEO.
I got a question. Why is CNN talking about this and not like the networks with comedy
show? Yeah.
Hey, we should do a comedy here.
Yeah.
Yeah, CNN's Comedy Central should go, you know what? We should start doing comedy.
It's like opposite way.
No, but you're right. You're right. It is funny. That the whole thing is flipped, and it's Fox, which is considered, you think right wing, you think every stereotype that goes with it, and yet, we're the only person doing what's basically like a rough crowd type show where you can say
it's like a sign of the apocalypse.
It is. There's something wrong. I might be Satan. I do drink the blood of children, but that's just a coincidence.
That's odd.
Keeps my skin looking great.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.